Hello, my LinkedIn family. I hope you all are well and enjoying your life and work and watching my live session today. Uh, Today, I have a very special guest who is a dear friend too, Shazad Gidwani. Shazad is a global level marketeer and branding expert who worked with some of the most famous brands like Rolex and American Tourister and whatnot. Um, he worked in Europe, Kuwait, and recently, almost a year ago, moved to Canada as a permanent resident. Shazad became my client first about 8, 9 months ago, and I worked on his LinkedIn profile, optimized it. We became good friends, and then he participated in my LinkedIn coaching course also. So I thought to bring him live with you to share what his experience has been on LinkedIn. So wherever you are watching from, please comment and share your thoughts, and I'll be happy to introduce you uh, live today on LinkedIn. So here you go. Hey Shazad.
Hey Hamad, how are you? Great to be on the show.
Yes, thank you very much. Sparing time on a windy afternoon
Very,
and
very windy afternoon.
very windy. It rained heavily yesterday and it is very windy today. But we're expecting some nice weather over the weekend. So as Ontarians, we have to really look forward to that. Double-digit temperature and a bit of sunshine. Um, Basically, what we
Yeah, we hope
wanted.
for the best, right? So,
Yeah, absolutely. So, what we wanted to discuss um, today is your journey on LinkedIn because before you came to Canada, you told me you never thought LinkedIn would ever help you. You're breaking, Shazad. Yeah.
true. Right, before moving to Canada, I did have a LinkedIn profile. It was there in the background. I did my LinkedIn profile because of can you hear me or is it
Yes,
bad
yes.
again?
Go ahead, go ahead. You're fine. Go ahead, Shazad.
I think the wind is getting the internet as well, yeah?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. You're okay now.
So, yeah, the so I don't know where, I got cut off. But basically, I always had a LinkedIn profile, but I never, optimized it or even looked at it. It was always there, just in the background. It was a tick mark. I have it. Yes, okay, good. I never looked at it as something that would, further my career, or I never looked at expanding connections. But when moving to Toronto, I understood that LinkedIn is very critical when it comes to looking for opportunities, whether it's looking just for work or building connections. And even to do your own business, you should have LinkedIn profile so you're visible to prospective customers, and when you're looking for work, to your prospective colleagues, and of course to recruiters and hiring managers as well. So it has been an interesting journey, so to say. I was first year customer. We started with optimizing my LinkedIn profile. Helped me understand why LinkedIn is so important, why it should be the way it should be. I did my optimization. I keep tweaking it with your help and some of my own ideas. Then I've jumped on the course with you, and that course was very interesting. Besides meeting a great group of people, I made some excellent friends over there. It also gave excellent insights into how to use LinkedIn, when to post, why to post, what posts work, what posts don't work, how important is video. It's been a very, very interesting journey.
Yeah.
So anyone out there who has second thoughts should really look at doing getting their profile optimized first, and doing this course, because you can learn a lot and really increase your visibility. And over and above, you also build self-confidence. And I think that's very critical as well.
Yeah. I mean, you have seen Waqas Mansoor from Dubai, and he was so shy of kind of starting even writing a small post. Now he does like 2 to 3 videos every week, and
The word shy
he's out.
doesn't exist for him anymore. The word shy
No,
does not exist for him.
no,
He's
he's
a
so
star.
confident. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and he's increasing like 70% increase in connections in the past few weeks, and almost 3 times more followers, and kind of he's expanding. So he started literally from scratch, I would call it, and so it's all about implementing ideas and implementing those learning processes. Um, so what I like. I mean, you were doing content before also, but we worked on content quite intensely, and we developed some ideas. How do you think content formatting really helps in increasing more visibility? I mean, I've got my thoughts also, but I would take
Yeah, I'm
your.
sure you have.
Yeah.
So for me, it's been interesting that I've implemented a few of your strategies, or almost all of them. What you've been teaching us or been explaining to us. So I think the way you implement, how to bypass the LinkedIn algorithms. You know where they are, and you know how to bypass them or trick them. I think it's all about tricking those algorithms, which is part of the part of the journey, I would say.
Yeah.
But the right content at the right time also, I think, makes a big difference when you post it. Having an image in it or having a video in it, and I have seen my exposure go up significantly when it comes to content. I remember,
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, I shared that I got this notification that you're in
Yeah.
1% of the contributors.
Right.
So, I don't know if that's something to talk about, but it was interesting for that to pop up.
Yes. So, and again, it's LinkedIn telling you that that specific post is outperforming all other posts, and
Yeah,
they have a kind of a pretty intense or pretty significant algorithm and artificial intelligence going behind every move that we have on LinkedIn. Like even
yeah,
if you move a cursor on your screen, even then they will record it as to what your interests are, and they will show feeds that you read, and topics that you follow. So all that science has to put in place, and every individual is different. Every individual has different interests. Um, so, for instance, your interest is marketing, branding at a very senior level, and your
yeah.
posts are reflecting all that, and a bit of tweaking and kind of creating that space between the paragraph is a very basic trick to increase visibility. And one of the reason is that, hey, so I would tell everyone to kind of experiment that. Open up your laptop or computer and go on your LinkedIn and open up your phone, like LinkedIn app on your phone, and look at that. You will see different feed. There
Yeah.
will be a different feed on your, and it's the same account. It's your account, but it's going to be a
Yes.
different feed. And the reason for that is the posts that are laptop friendly will be shown on laptop, and posts that are handphone friendly are shown on handphone. And the fact of the matter is that 80% or above 80% people use LinkedIn on their handphone. So if your posts are not handphone friendly, then your visibility will be compromised.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. And I've also noticed, like, you asked us to do polls, and polls generate, traffic. I've not had that experience. I mean, polls, they're interesting, but I don't see them generating much traffic.
Yeah. So
That's
we'll
been my
probably,
personal experience.
yeah, yeah. So we probably need to see. So tag me on one or two polls going forward, and I will review it as to, like, my average poll gets couple of thousand votes easily. And a lot of these votes are not from my followers. And your followers have increased also over the period of time.
Yeah, for sure.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
so technically speaking, either your polls are too complex, or people don't understand those posts, there could be these two reasons. So keep your polls like very simple. So if you so experiment, do a poll today, and just ask people to compare what is more important, branding or marketing, and just two questions, and you will see how the result will be. So keep polls simple. One poll a week actually gives an interesting boost to your LinkedIn profile. Um, and some of my posts, so one of my posts has gone up to 80,000 views.
Wow.
And
So when do you post a poll? Do you post it on a weekend or do you post it on a weekday?
uh, so I am highly disorganized, and people working with me, Erica, she always talks about, scheduling. Uh, I don't. I just do it whenever I think I should do it. I just do it. So for instance, Waqas Mansoor's post that I did this morning, it was like 5 a.m. in the morning. I woke up for my sahur, and while
Yeah.
I was listening to his voice note, and I created that small like sketch and just
Yeah.
used it. So, but for those who are starting it, I think they need to find what is a sweet spot for them, where people are more looking at feed. And one of the time, well, two of the times that LinkedIn has recommended is morning between 8 to 9 a.m. and at lunchtime. These are two timings that LinkedIn suggests that most people will look at or scroll onto their LinkedIn. And if they find something interesting, they will contribute. Um, Also try to embed some hashtags into your poll, like in the body, not actually
Yeah.
in the body, and see how. And one of the hashtag is hashtag LinkedIn polls, for instance.
Yeah.
Uh, Anybody following that hashtag will look at those hashtags, and you can also copy some of the hashtag, some of the polls. So if you kind of do a scroll and see one or two polls that are really getting good traction, just use those, because you have a
Yeah.
different community
Viewership and yeah,
viewership.
different viewership and different audience. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can tweak, you can get the ideas from there, and you can tweak
Yeah.
and use those ideas, because ultimately what you're trying to do is to educate people. Number one, because polls are great education,
Yeah.
and number two is that you are building your own relationship with people who usually are not that kind of
Yeah.
savvy, and they're not commenting on the post. They're okay to contribute on posts,
Correct.
and
Yeah. It's an easier way to communicate, right? So
it's easier way to communicate. It's easier way to build your trust and reputation, and also to kind of help your LinkedIn profile in the next level of optimization, because there is one piece of optimization is when I work on a profile and fix it. The second piece of optimization is when you start adding content and start engaging people.
yeah.
So these are like two different type uh, of kind of optimization processes. But the first process is always like working on the profile, and then kind of converting it into a magnet, as I call it.
Yeah. The other thing I've noticed is that, or I've experienced, or what I'd like to say is that your resume and your LinkedIn should be different. You should not
Mhm.
copy paste your resume into your LinkedIn. It's
Yeah,
two different profiles. I think the resume is for a particular person you're targeting, whereas LinkedIn is for the wider audience.
absolutely. So your LinkedIn is your story, whereas your resume, as I call it, a vanilla flavored ice cream.
Yeah,
So on your vanilla flavored ice cream, you if you add flavors and kind of create a story out of it, then it makes more interesting for people to read. It's not always recruiters who come on your profile; it's the connections for you. For instance, for me, it's the high level connections that is really important. And if we
yeah.
simply cut and paste from our resume, it
It's not going
they
to
won't
work.
be interested. They won't be interested. They're probably, and everybody, I think, probably they're more interested in learning about you, what your achievements have been, what your passion is. If you play a sport, what kind of sport do you play? If you have done volunteering, what kind of, so all that aspects of your personality have to be reflected into your LinkedIn, because LinkedIn speaks to you, right? That's why you have a
Yeah,
picture. That's why you have to have a picture that's forward looking.
correct.
The cover banner is your billboard, and you have keywords that are searchable. So LinkedIn is much more dynamic. Well, it is dynamic. Much more is probably the wrong word. Whereas your resume is not dynamic. It's pretty static as it is.
Yeah, it goes to the person, right? It goes to a
Yes.
person or to a recruiter, or it's for someone, one person to read, not for many to read.
Yes. And again, I remember I shared this in the group. It's one of the girl that I worked with. She was also a newcomer. She's an accountant. And while I was working on her profile, like literally doing things, and we did certain things, a recruiter's email popped up who wanted to speak. So I took so because I was working, I couldn't like hand it over to her. I took a screenshot, well, the picture on my cell phone, WhatsApped her. I said, there is a recruiter wants to speak to you. And it was like 3 days of a bit of work on her profile. And so far, she has actually secured 3 interviews. So for her, that's like she is jumping. She's very happy. Um,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a 180 degree for her, right? So
oh yeah, yeah. And what about networking? How LinkedIn has helped you build your network in a very different market, a market where you were not there. Like you just came a year ago,
yeah,
and
no,
in
I've made
last.
some very, 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 very good connections.
Mhm.
Within the not only within Toronto but also within Ontario and within Canada itself. It's been very, very interesting that the network has increased and has changed. And also when I do the posts and I go and see who's viewing my posts,
Mhm.
majority of them now who are based in Toronto or GTA.
Right. So that means
Right, so
that
the
the
network has
algorithm,
expanded drastically.
right? So algorithm now understands that you are first of all focusing on a particular market because now you have a network in that market, and also that network is coming and looking at your posts. So all that mechanics is
Yeah,
what people don't understand. The art, the science behind LinkedIn. Everybody thinks you have a LinkedIn profile and it would automatically work for you. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, it doesn't automatically work for you. You have to make it work for you.
right, right.
I mean,
So
you're the captain of your airplane, right? So it's the same thing. You're the captain of your
absolutely,
destiny. Yeah,
absolutely. So what I always say, targeting and relevance is important, and be consistent. So consistently post targeted content, and consistently build your targeted audience and connections, which will take you to the next level. I obviously have few people who have joined in, and few of them will watch this session later on. Shazad, your insights are great, and I would
it's a pleasure.
encourage people to connect with Shazad. He's a guru. I call him a guru in marketing and branding. You will learn a lot from his posts, and learning is one thing, and implementing those ideas is the second thing.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
When you learn something, start implementing it also.
Learn to use it. Yeah,
Learn to use it, and
yeah.
then it will help you. You have a Ferrari. If
Absolutely.
you don't want to experience a Ferrari, then be it. It won't.
Learn to
It,
drive the Ferrari. Learn to drive
yes,
the Ferrari. Otherwise, you can have a beautiful car, but it's no point.
it's no point. So Shazad, thank you very much for your time today. And,
Thank you very much, Ahmad.
and I would encourage everyone to connect with Shazad. He is,
It'll be a pleasure to connect.
yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
Take care. Thank
Master
you.
signing off. And Shazad, thanks. I'll talk to you later.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye. So there was this little story from a client turned friend, and we are together working on a couple of interesting initiatives. Um, Hopefully, those initiatives will be rolled out in a month or so. So use your LinkedIn wisely, and make the best use of it. for your own benefits. Thank you very much for watching, and keep commenting on these posts and keep engaging with me, because that's going to increase your visibility. Every time you will comment on my post, you will increase your visibility, because my network is growing, and that network is out there and looking for more connections, and you are looking for more connections. Thank you very much. Hamas Siddiqui signing off from a very windy Oshawa. Bye bye.